These two individuals didn't feel right being in the Boston Garden, so I guess the rest of the show will be here at the Hard Rock Cafe, which is just as exciting. So, of course, now we have the Warriors of Wrestling. So, as I was telling you guys in the last segment, we have a very special guest star who came all the way from England to be here today, and it's the leader of the Page Turners, Miss Bethy Page Dunne. And how are you, Mrs. Dunne?
Oh, I'm doing delightful.
As we have some action here, as we see a double debut of some women that you will have to at some point compete against, I guess, at some point, which is, well, one's a woman, one's kind of in the middle, I guess, so it's a neutral gender contest, I guess you'd say, as RuPaul and Pamela Anderson. And what are your thoughts about either one of these women in your future endeavors?
Well, I'm kind of confused why Pamela Anderson is like half normal skin color and half like a color that makes Casper look like he has a tan.
That might be true. Could have been something she contracted.
Well, you know, when you've been around the block as many times as good old Pam.
Well, rumor has it that's also because she kind of forgets where she lives. She is blonde after all. And the rumor also has it that she likes to have a couple gallons of wine on her way home from wherever she is doing Pamela Anderson things.
Those are some nice kicks that RuPaul is delivering to Pam.
I'm sure one of her... she might have been inspired by one of her contestants on her show, perhaps, maybe. I'm not familiar with the show because I'm too busy doing a lot of this show and trying to book all of our people, but it was nice of RuPaul to come on our show.
Absolutely, considering she's very busy with the RuPaul's Drag Race franchise.
Indeed she is. So, Miss Page, Miss Dunne, we know recently you've had some problems with the Scream Queens. And tell me what exactly it's like to step in the ring with people like the Nun and Regan and people of that nature, all in the same match.
Well, you never quite know what to expect, because we all know with Regan, she's liable at any moment for her head to spin around and to vomit something that looks like pea soup at you. So you kind of want to try to keep your distance from that, because you don't want to end up covered up in that in the middle of the match.
That would be understandable. Should probably be well advised not to do anything to the abdominal region of Regan, perhaps.
I would say that's probably a pretty safe assumption.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. I myself have never stepped into the ring with someone like the Nun or whatnot, seeing how the Horror Connection are good friends of the F4L, Freddie and Jason, Myers and so forth. But I haven't really stepped in the ring with a lot of the horror people yet, but I'm not really worried about it too much, but I'm sure that time will come, so I'm just curious how one would prepare to combat someone who is pure evil like the Nun or those other individuals that you're currently having issues with.
Well, you definitely make sure to say your prayers. Attempt to make sure that your insurance is paid up so that if, God forbid, you meet your untimely demise,
Indeed.
everything is taken care of.
Wow.
And they are outside of the ring now.
They are. This is quite the brawl right here, right now, and they're outside the ring here at the Hard Rock Cafe.
I have to say, I'm rather impressed by the things RuPaul is doing in a dress and heels.
Yeah, really. I was thinking I was thinking the same thing. I don't know how women can wrestle in heels, but on Dream Masters Warriors do, and that was a nice move right there by RuPaul to the woman formerly known as, well, she had that Vipes show, and it just was Bob Wire, as RuPaul picks up the victory. Are you surprised by this outcome?
Honestly, RuPaul's always been pretty much a badass, so I'm definitely not fully surprised by her just completely dominating Anderson in this way. Very impressive debut, and now Pamela gets to sashay away in shame.
I guess so. Indeed, she might. As we see, RuPaul had a lot of control of this one, and Miss Anderson needs to go back to the well, I think, maybe learn a couple things. As we saw that right here by RuPaul, and then this hell of a move right here. That was quite something.
I do have to say I am also quite grateful that, due to the nature of Pamela's outfit, there was not an unfortunate wardrobe malfunction.
And there she goes, the winner, RuPaul. That's the official word here on Rock and Roll, rather, the Hard Rock Cafe. All right, folks. Well, Miss Paige is going to be with us for the rest of the show as we have multiple titles with hand. Now, Miss Paige, eventually you're going to be going for the BA Championship. Is RuPaul someone in your future that you can look forward to competing against?
I would be interested in stepping into the ring against RuPaul, especially after that impressive debut.
Indeed. Well, we know you have a match later on today, so we'll get ready for that later. But anyway, we're going back to the men of wrestling as we're going to be back.